Okay, children, we're back. Pretend a day has gone by. It hasn't, but pretend. Now, Mrs. Fortin's is still pretty wet because a day hasn't really gone by, but yours is a little more dry. Yay! So you can start this gutting out project. You're going to take your creation here, your canister that we started yesterday, and you're going to simply take one of these gouging tools and start cutting out the inside. This will give us a canister, and it will also get the air bubbles that might be trapped in there out. We don't want these very thick. So you continue to get about 1/4 of an inch size wall all the way around your canister. Okay, so that's the top part. Smooth it out with the sponge after you're done, and get the bottom part. Now obviously you don't want to go too deep, otherwise you're going to end up with a hole in the side of your piece. That's bad. If that happens, just try and patch it up with the extra clay that you have coming out of here. Speaking of the extra clay that you have coming out of here, there are 2 buckets on the large cart. What do you think going there? Oh, I hope somebody spoke up and said, extra clay, Mrs. Fortin. Yes, extra clay goes in there. So, again, much slower than I just did that, but you're going to take the inside out. Clean the inside out with a sponge. Then you're going to use these tools. Hopefully the sub put those back on the table. If not, grab them from the cart and do that yourselves. And you're going to make little marks. Again, these are called score marks. Okay? Put the score marks on there. Then you're going to use your slip. Paint around the outside of that. Do the same on the top. Put the 2 together. Okay? Then, the last thing that you're going to do is to make sure that you're sealing that really well. Okay, I didn't put score marks or slip on the other side. Make sure you do that. I'm doing that because I don't have a whole lot of time here. So do that, and then you're going to seal that up. Okay? Take a tool and make sure that you're filling those places in with clay. You should not see that seam across there anymore. And if you do, you may need to fill some of that in with extra clay. Sponge and smooth it out. Now, the very last thing that we're going to do is make the canister part. So, again, using our cutter and halfer tool, and if this is too hard, you may need to use a knife. There are some knives in your buckets of tools just for that. Mine is really wet still, so I can pull mine off. Now this is my top, okay, the top part of my canister. I can tell where I began hollowing it out, and what I'm going to do on the inside part of that is add a little ridge. Why am I doing that? The smartest kid in class just said, so that it's a lip that you can put your top back on there. Now, Mrs. Fortin just did this, but what did I need to do before I did that? I needed to score and slip those, okay? So, before you put your worm on there, take and score the inside. Add some slip. That'll make sure that it isn't going to fall off on you. Okay? Clean up the inside of this one a little bit. And then place it back on there exactly how it's to be. Okay? Now, you want to come back the next day and make sure that this comes off of there before we fire it, because if we fire it and it doesn't come off there, it's never going to, okay? But they should dry together. They are one, so that the lid comes off there very easily. Questions on that, see me on Monday. Have a great weekend. You guys rock. Can't wait to see ya. One more thing I want to make sure I mention. Newspaper should be down on your tables. Buckets. Extra clay goes in there when you're done at the end of the hour. Everything needs to be cleaned up. Be good. Be clean. If I find out anybody threw clay, your butt is in serious trouble. Have a good day.